So Hunter x Hunter is finally back. The last chapter of Hunter x Hunter was released in November 26th of 2018, literally 4 years ago. And today, Togashi casually strolled back into the office as if this never happened, slapped down a new chapter featuring none of the main characters and said, "Deal with it, you fucking weeb," and left. And honestly, I couldn't have been more happier to see that happen in my lifetime right now. The chapter finally gave us some action and some fighting. For those of you who have forgotten, the Succession War has been pretty darn text heavy, so to get a chapter that excites my little monkey pee-pee poo-poo brain with some fighting was super nice to see. The chapter opens up with this beautiful colour panel, and it's featuring our favourite psychopath Gon and the main character of Yu Yu Hakusho, Yusuke. Which, if I'm honest, Togashi is an absolute giga-chad troll for this, because people who've not been paying attention will walk into this chapter and see both Gon and Yusuke together and think we're getting some sort of crossover when we're realistically just not. The chapter opens up where we left off 4 years ago with Crazy Eyeball Man, whose name I'm not even going to try to pronounce for the fear of butchering it, killing off two guards by turning their guns into snakes and having them shoot each other in the face. And that is a sentence I thought I would never ever say out loud without ingesting acid of some sort. His ability is called All Creatures Great and Small Biohazard, which is a phenomenal name for an ability, by the way. It's the ability to transform any weapon or machine he touches into a creature he controls, but they also retain the original functionality. So in summary, he could actually create a puppy machine gun, which is kind of a wild ability to think about when you really think about it. We then learn that Crazy Eyeball Man and his two compadres are looking for none other than one Mr. Hisoka, who is currently aboard the ship on its way to a dark continent, and some of the players that compete in Marina's weird little Nen game. We then get to see Togashi completely rip off Jujutsu Kaisen. This is a joke, please do not come for my ass. We get to see Hunter x Hunter's equivalent to blood manipulation art from Jujutsu Kaisen here, and in which our funky little blood dude shows off his abilities to create small little Nen beasts out of his own blood supply to obey his commands for up to a period of 30 to 40 minutes at a time. We get this fun little panel of One Punch Girl trying to kill one of the funky blood dudes, and we get to see it regenerate, so that's kind of funny. I wonder if these creatures are actually sentient, or if they're just made to obey the owner, basically. Switching back to Crazy Eyeball Dude, we see him surveilling an area to find anyone competing in Marina's weird little Nen game, checking out people's phones to see if anyone has caught anything of them in the background of their pictures so he can gain a location, which is when we finally get to see our first piece of glorious Hunter x Hunter action in 4 years. God bless Togashi, and long may his health be well. But before the action kicks off, Crazy Eyeball Dude confiscates a video recorder and turns it into a cat to film and surveil an area for him. And I also wonder if when the cat sees what it's supposed to see, will it turn and run back to its owner, or will it let them know remotely via telepathy and give them the information that way? So many questions about this ability, and I hope it gets explained a little bit further in. And to this point, we're introduced to 3 new characters who are currently playing in Marina's crazy little weird Nen game. I hope I don't butcher these names. Tevalaras, Quarrel, and Pedale. And honestly, Pedale actually confused me with Benoit at first, especially with his opening line, "I don't care as long as I get to kill." Very psychopathy, and the way his nose is drawn and the way his eyes look very reminds me of Benoit, so I'm going to refer to him as Benoit Clone. We then get to see the Benoit Clone use a rather unique ability that I don't think we've ever seen in Hunter x Hunter before, and it's that he transforms his own hand into a hammer axe thing. We know that this guy's a conjurer, but it's rare to see conjurers change a part of their own body just like this. Just goes to show you that when you think you've seen it all in Hunter x Hunter, you really haven't. The Benoit Clone runs up on Crazy Eyeball Man, ready to swing on him, and we finally get to see a really cool application of Crazy Eyeball Man's Nen abilities. The pigeons flying around them are actually handcuffs, and they actually restrain Benoit Clone here. The other two draw their weapons and start to fire Crazy Eyeball Man, who blocks their bullets with the remaining pigeon cuffs, only to have completely forgot about the Crazy Benoit Clone and ends up getting stabbed in the hand due to his lack of awareness. You know, Eyeball Man really has some cool abilities right here, and I'm really excited to see how he applies them in more intense battles against more experienced Nen users. However, he 100% let his guard down and underestimated these goons here, and in Hunter x Hunter, anyone with a Nen power should never be underestimated. Crazy Eyeball Man manages to restrain the Benoit Clone, and then he literally taunts him by asking him, "Now what will you do?" Like, this man is just carrying sassy attitude as well as pigeon cuffs here. Like, this felt like the equivalent of an older sibling sitting on top of a smaller, younger sibling and poking their face to annoy them. The Benoit Clone then decides wisely he's going to chop off the chains with his hand axe thing that he's conjured, only for Crazy Eyeball Man to then just restrain him further, grab the axe and push it into the back of his neck and kill him with his own ability, which is wild. Overall, I rate this chapter a very, very biased 9 out of 10, purely because I'm just ecstatic to see Hunter x Hunter back, and hopefully for a normal schedule. For how long Hunter x Hunter is back, I don't know, but what I do know is that I'm going to enjoy my time now that it is back, and I wish Togashi the best health so he can continue writing this story. But that's all from me. Let me know what you thought on the chapter down below, and if you're into Hunter x Hunter and maybe dabble in some Jujutsu Kaisen, consider subscribing, as it really helps out a lot. I appreciate you, and I'll catch you guys all in the next one. Peace.